Welcome back to the show, everybody. IGN Live from Comic-Con, presented by the all-new LG G4. I'm Damon, this is Eric, and we're very excited to welcome Grant, Candice, and Danielle from The Flash to the show.
Guys, we were just talking about a year ago, sitting right here, Grant. There was good buzz on this show, but you never know.
Yeah.
And just to have the show so well received, to come back to Comic-Con now, knowing how people are into the show, what's it feel like?
It's significantly different. I mean, last year it was like, I think we were kind of like perplexed as to why there was so much like excitement and hype when we had no footage out there.
Right.
So yeah, it's really cool this year having a season under our belt and people being excited about specific things, walking around in Star Labs sweatshirts.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
I've seen a lot of Flash cosplay, little girls.
Yeah.
It's adorable.
Yeah.
So let's talk about where we left off. God, this show goes so big. That's the thing, they never hold back. So when you saw what they were going to do in the finale and all the reveals and where it was going to end, what did you think?
I just wasn't sure where it was going next, I guess, when I read the finale script for the first time. I wasn't exactly sure how we were going to continue that. But
right.
Now I know.
Right. Well, here's where I try to get hints from you. And
Try your best.
Yeah, we know you're a couple days into shooting. Candice, anything you can say about what we're going to pick up?
We pick up right where we left off. I think that's safe to say. I've been telling a lot of people there's going to be, familiar faces, also some really exciting new ones. So if you're a Flash fan, that'll be an exciting new thing in our show. Yeah.
So I guess Iris is a single woman.
I mean, I guess you could say it like that.
Yeah. So I don't know, do you think Barry would be open to being a rebound?
I think at this point, that's going to take a back seat for different reasons than it did last year. I mean, I think at this point, the Flash or Barry is getting a lot of attention and acclaim right now as a hero of Central City, and it's not really sitting well with him, knowing that Eddie was the true hero that stopped Wells on that day. And so obviously he's not going to jump into a relationship with her because he also, Barry's needing to kind of comprehend what happened and grieve as well. It's not just Iris that's grieving.
I think it's the same thing for Iris. She's got to grieve this relationship with Eddie, and then also I think she really wants to get back to work, at Picture News, being a reporter, and also helping the team at Star Labs.
Things ended for Caitlin on I think a scarily positive note. Just because obviously there was a crisis going on with a black hole in the sky, but on the personal level, she had been reunited. Yeah. They had gotten married.
Fit a wedding in.
Yeah. Fit a wedding in the middle of
the white dress,
right,
the whole 9 yards.
So what's gonna go wrong?
Oh, you assume everything's gonna go wrong?
Just saying maybe.
Oh,
maybe.
You know what? Robbie's such a nice addition to our show. I think we all love having him around. So hopefully we'll get to see a lot more of him.
Yeah.
Season 1, obviously, Wells was extremely important to the dynamic, and he's gone, but Tom is still on the show.
Correct.
Anything you can say about how this situation in Star Labs will be different, just for at least right now, not having Wells as a presence?
I think it's safe to say that Wells is absent from Star Labs right now.
Okay.
I think he's indeed dead in our timeline.
Yes.
Right.
He's gone and
Confirmed.
Yeah, confirmed. But we introduced time travel last year, and I'm pretty positive we've broken that this upcoming year we're introducing the multiverse.
Yeah.
And that obviously presents a lot of ways to have dead characters on the show still.
Yeah.
Because, there's other worlds that are out there.
Right. Although it might be that it might introduce the interesting thing of people who don't know each other.
Yes, exactly.
The other Wells would say, I don't know who you are.
Exactly.
Iris, the last few episodes, everything changed for her.
Yeah.
So you mentioned helping the group at Star Labs. Is she now? You already kind of saw at the end of last season, but does she sort of have her place now? You think in that team?
I think so. I don't think it's going to be like a significant, steady place at Star Labs, but she definitely finds her way there. I mean, we've already been shooting, and most of my scenes have been in Star Labs, so she's definitely a part of the team in that respect. But she's also got this job at Picture News, so I think we're going to see, especially this season, her as the ace reporter, as Andrew Kreisberg says, that we know from the comic book. She's going to be helping the team more in that way, which is really, really exciting. I always say that Caitlin and Barry and Cisco, they are the minds, they're the science, And I feel like Iris is the heart. She's the people who talk to people on the street and get what's going on like in Central City, the beat of stuff. And I think that's how she's going to add to the team.
We actually have a question from one of our viewers on Twitter over here. We can pull this up. This comes from Chris. If you could be any super villain, who would you be?
Lex Luthor.
On our show or just
Any superhero.
Any.
Bane or Sandman?
Oh, wow. This is pretty good.
I think Lex Luthor's
Lex
awesome.
Luthor?
Yeah.
That's really good.
And this is a loaded question for you. We'll get there in a second.
I was going to say, well,
Any supervillain.
any?
Yeah.
I mean, Killer Frost.
Good
Are you
answer.
crazy?
Well, let's go to the follow-up on that, which is obviously there was a very enticing tease people kind of been waiting for in that finale. What can you say about that tease and when we might revisit what we saw there?
I'm so excited. I can't wait to be Killer Frost. I don't know when it's going to happen. Obviously, I'm, again, super excited and enthusiastic about it, so I want it to happen sooner rather than later, but I don't know. You know, he ran into the future. It's not clear if that's 1 year, 5 years, 100 years. You never know.
Right.
And we also changed the future, so
Yes.
who knows what could happen.
Right.
You know, but when they Easter egg something, they plan on doing it.
Yeah, that's the thing about the
Yeah.
show is that how quickly you would set up something and then
Yeah.
there would be the follow
Yep.
up, and the multiverse thing, because we've all wondered even if she got powers, why would she be evil? But
yeah.
now there's maybe other Caitlins out there, right?
Yes, there could be. And who knows what's going to happen in her life. I mean, hopefully she lives happily ever after.
Right. Going into this year, because it was sort of the Reverse Flash was the arc, the villain. Have you kind of been given in broad themes what you're gonna be facing this year, or what sort of is Barry's story this year?
Yes, I have.
And what can you tell me about that?
Absolutely nothing. That's like a full-on, like, it would be a spoiler to tell you. It wouldn't even be fun if I told you.
Okay.
So, but you will be pleased. It'll be a very exciting big bad this year for sure.
On the first season, there are lots of cameos from Arrow, actually both ways. Can we expect more of that type of thing?
Yes.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Legends of Tomorrow and all three shows will be very much existing in the same universe, and actors will be on all three shows.
We're very incestuous.
How fun is that
around.
for you to get to pop up into their world and vice versa, and sort of show how big this universe is?
I haven't done it yet. I haven't crossed over anywhere, but it's really fun having them on our show. I know that for sure. I'm hoping to eventually show up on Arrow or Legends of Tomorrow.
We got to do the mega crossover though, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to have all of you.
Yeah.
Tonight you're going to be doing the big panel. Are you always like talking about one day they're going to do the episode where 50 of us are somehow fitting into the frame?
I hope so. I mean,
That
even
would
like,
be impressive.
I want even like Melissa, like Supergirl.
Yeah.
On. I mean, to have all of the shows crossing over, I think that'd be fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm open to it.
I know.
Yeah.
It'd
Make
be
it
fun.
happen.
It's great.
When people saw that photo shoot you did
Yeah.
for THR, they're like, come on.
Yeah,
Make
it
happen.
felt almost like a
yeah.
little like wink, almost like we were gonna do it. I know nothing about it, but
Right.
that's what it felt like to me, even doing the photo shoot for sure.
Cross our fingers.
Yeah.
Grant, you hear various horror stories about superhero costumes.
Yeah.
They seem to come in various degrees of comfortability.
Yes.
How's the Flash suit?
You know, my suit's come a long way.
Yeah.
It used to be significantly more uncomfortable than it is now. And regardless, like when I put that thing on, like I still feel cool. Like
Sure.
I feel like,
Yeah,
but
you
even if
look
it's
really cool.
uncomfortable, like
Yeah.
I feel like a superhero in it. But you know, the mask used to be glued to my face, and
Yeah.
it was stuck on me for like 13 hours at a time sometimes, just like full pressure all the time, couldn't hear. And now I can take it on and off. The suit itself is like 10 pounds lighter than it was in the pilot, so that's helpful, and I can move in it better. So it's not that bad, and like I said, I just feel like a badass in it, so it's worth it.
Do you have suit envy, Candice? Are you happy?
I
not?
do. There are moments when I see Grant in the Flash suit. I think we were shooting 15 with the tidal wave,
Yeah.
and we were going
Yeah.
back in time, and Grant was just sitting over there, just like doing his Grant thing. I was like, dude, he looks so cool. Like, so cool. Like, if
Yeah.
people ask me, are you over seeing Grant in the Flash suit? And I'm like, no, because it's like seeing a superhero. I grew up loving Batman, and I'm on the Flash, and every
Yeah.
time I see Grant in the suit, I'm like, this is cool, man. I wish this was real.
Yeah.
What was your doing? I mean, it was such a brief tease, but because they had to think one day we have to deliver this Killer Frost thing, to just have the little bit of the costume and the hair.
It was so exciting. I mean, we had the luxury of time. You know, we've had a couple months to finagle it. There was a whole suit that was scrapped completely before we ended up in the one we're in. So I do have suit envy. I can't wait to put one on and duke it out for
At some
sure.
point.
Yeah. You mentioned episode 15. I think that's my favorite episode of the season.
Mine for sure.
Because it's a mystery in the beginning. You're like, what? How is this happening? And then
Cisco.
the way he reveals
Yeah.
himself to Iris is so cool.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
That was really great.
Yeah.
Have you been continually impressed by, say, like Gorilla Grodd, that your show is all in, that it's like, you're not gonna like play around with things, just be, no, we teased the talking gorilla.
We're gonna show you the gorilla. Yeah.
I think it's definitely as impressive to us as it is to anybody that's watching the show, but it's also like I'm not surprised because talking to these guys about what they want to do, Greg Berlanti, Andrew Kreisberg, Jeff Johns, they know what they're doing. The material will always excite them, and they're not afraid of trying to make anything from the comics work on our show. So when something shows up in the script that's maybe surprising to the audience that's watching, I don't think it's that surprising to us because they really will try to put
I'm a little
anything on the
surprised.
show.
I'm like, can we afford this? And how are we going to get this done? And then somehow our VisFX team makes it what it is on the show, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's nice to sort of be an audience member of the show too.
Yeah.
Like when we read the scripts, like I'm excited when the new scripts come in. I can't wait to read them and excited to see where everything is heading.
Yeah, yeah.
I know you guys have Last question. I know you guys have some reveals tonight. You can't say some things right now, but are there any new characters that you can give us any clues about this year?
Patty Spivot.
Yeah.
Will be on the show soon, and they will be announcing tonight
A big one.
playing Patty, which is cool.
Uh-huh.
And then other characters that we're not going to talk about
No,
right now because
no.
they're going to talk about.
We've been told we
Because
cannot say
DC
it.
will strike.
I know. I'm sure they're like right off camera, ready to like.
Yeah.
The red dot.
Shut up.
I'm trying to think though of what else that we'd be allowed to divulge right now, but in like a few hours from now, you guys will know much more.
Okay, and we'll have it on IGN. So
Yes, cool.
For sure. Guys, we're really big fans.
Yeah.
Congrats
Thank
on the
you.
big success
Thanks
of
so
the show.
much.
Thanks
Thank
for
you for
having us.
having us.
The Flash is back October 6th, I think. Stay tuned. More to come from IGN Live here at Comic-Con after this.
IGN Live at Comic-Con is presented by the all-new LG G4. See the great, feel the great. And Marvel's Ant-Man in theaters July 17th.